Hello students, I am Krunal sir. Today we are going to study about SDLC, means Software Development Life Cycle. As all of you know that there are many models available in software development life cycle. What are the models available? So they are waterfall model, incremental process model, next one is prototype model, the spiral model, rapid application development model, and last is agile model. Now today we are going to study about evolutionary process models. So what is the meaning of evolutionary process models? So first of all we need to understand what is evolutionary process. So software, like all complex systems, evolves over a period of time. Business and product requirements often change as development proceeds. Okay, making a straight line path to an end product unrealistic. Tight market deadlines make completion of a comprehensive software product impossible, but a limited version must be introduced to meet competitive or business pressure. A set of core product or system requirement is well understood, but the details of the product or system extension have yet to be defined. Here, when a set of core product or system requirement is well understood, but the detail of the product or system extension have yet to be defined in all the three evolutionary process models. In this situation, there is a need of process model which specially designed to accommodate product that evolve with the time. Means uh, in this similar situations, software engineers need a process model that has been explicitly designed to accommodate a product that evolves over the time. Evolutionary models are iterative. They are characterized in a manner that enables software engineers to develop increasingly more complete version of the software. Means evolutionary process models are specially meant for that which produce an increasingly more complete version of the software with each iteration. So all evolutionary models are iterative. So evolutionary process models are, what are the models? Prototype model, spiral model, and the last one is concurrent development model. Now today we are going to discuss about prototype model. Okay. So what do you mean by prototype model? Here, prototype model is when a customer defines a set of general objectives for software but does not identify detailed input, processing, or output requirements. In other cases, what happens? The developer may be unsure of the efficiency of an algorithm, the adaptability of an operating system, or the form that human-machine interaction should take. In this and many other situations, a prototype model may offer the best approach. Okay, here what happens when customer have general objective of software but do not have detailed requirements for all the features and functionalities. It may also happen that developers are not sure about efficiency of an algorithm and what are the technical feasibilities, what are the risks involved in this software. So here prototype model will be best model for this type of situation. Although prototype can be used as standalone process model, it is more commonly used as a technique that can be implemented within the context of any of the process models, not in the whole software development lifecycle models. Regardless of the manner in which it is applied, the prototype approach assists the software engineer and the customer to better understand what is to be built when requirements are fuzzy, means unclear. The prototype approach begins with communication. So, any software development type cycle has mainly five activities. What are the activities? They are communication, planning, designing, development, and last is deployment. Okay. So, it serves as a mechanism for identifying software requirements. First of all, we have to identify what are the main functionality, what is the requirements. Okay. Then prototype can be served as the first system. Here, what do you mean by first system? So let's study in detail. The prototype approach begins with the communication activity. The software engineer and customer, the project manager and the client meet and define the overall objective for the software. Identify whatever requirements are known and outline areas where further definition is mandatory. So here the project manager and the client finalize the requirement. Then a prototyping iteration is planned quickly and modeling in the form of a quick design occurs. So here, after finalizing the requirement, a modeling activity is to be set and some rough sketches to be done. The quick design focus on representation of those aspects of the software that will be visible to the customer or end user. The quick design leads to the construction of prototype. Then both project manager and client use to get feel from the actual system. The developers also get to build something immediately from the sketches. So here there are five activities involved in the prototype model. First one is communication between client and project manager. Then quick plan. Quick plan means design. From quick plan we can get some diagrams. From that we can develop some type of prototype for the further activities. Okay. From that, from them we can get some feedback from the client also. So it can also be seen from the figure that all the five activities happen in very short duration of time. Okay, now after designing, after quick plan, we can get some diagrams. From the quick design leads to the construction of a prototype. We can build some prototype models for the end user, matlab client, and for the project manager. It is not a final product. It is just a prototype. From prototype, the developer and end user can some level of ideas from the prototype. The prototype is deployed and then evaluated by the customer or users. Feedback is used to satisfy the needs of customer while at the same time enabling the developer to better understand what needs to be done. So from the prototype, we can get some positive and negative feedbacks so that it can be used for further development of a software. Ideally, the prototype serves as a mechanism for identifying software requirements. If a working prototype is built, the developer attempts to make use of existing program fragments or applies tools that enable working programs to be generated quickly. So the main advantage is that we can get a prototype very fast from this type of approach. Uh, but what to do? We do with the prototype when it has served the purpose described above. Okay. So the prototype can serve as the first system. As we mentioned earlier, means prototype can be known as the first system. From prototype, we can get detailed approach of the software. The one that recommends we throw away. But this may be idealized view. It is true that both customers and developers like the prototyping approach. Users get a feel for the actual system and developers also get to build something immediately in this type of approach. Yet, prototype can be a problematic for the following reasons. So, there are many points in which prototype can be problematic. But before that, I want to conclude working system of prototype model. So, communicate, it involves the communication with stakeholder and define objective of the software. So, we can get the proper definition of the software, proper requirements, what are the functionality, what are the features we need to implement in the software. Then identify requirements and design a quick plan. From communication, we can get the requirements from the customer, and after getting the requirements, we can design a planning for the further activities. From further activities, we have we go further for the modeling activity. So it involves a quick design, focuses on only visible part of the software, not detailing in the software requirements. So after that, we develop a prototype and then for testing purpose, we deploy in the client machine. After that, stakeholders evaluate this prototype and provides a feedback. After that, stakeholder will give their positive as well as negative feedback to the project manager so that they can plan for the further activities, how they can go further. Iteration occurs and prototype is tuned based on the feedback. So based on the positive as well as negative feedback, the project manager can plan for the further activities. What should be included and what should be excluded, it will be decided from the feedbacks. Now, we can discuss about problems that we have to face in prototype model. What are the problems? So first one is customer demand that a few fixes be applied to make the prototype working product. Due to that, software quality suffers as a result. So the first point is software quality. So what happens? The customer sees what appears to be working version of the software unaware that prototype is held together with chewing gum and baling wire, unaware that in the rush to get it working, we have not considered overall software quality or long-term maintainability. When informed that the product must be rebuilt so that high levels of quality can be maintained, the customer cries foul and demands that a few fixes to be applied to make the prototype a working product. Too often, software development management relents. So, the first problem is customer demand for a few fixes after deployment. The second one is the developer often makes implementation compromise in order to get a prototype working quickly. Okay. An inappropriate operating system or programming language may be used simply because it is available and no. An inefficient algorithm may be implemented simply to demonstrate capability of them. After a time, the developer may become comfortable with these choices and forget all the reasons why they were inappropriate. The less than ideal choice has now become an integral part of the system. Developer often makes implementation in order to get a prototype working quickly. So here the time duration is very less. So because of time constraint, the developer, it may happen that developer may choose less efficient algorithm or very known languages, very known algorithm. So without considering other factors in mind, like operating system, programming languages, it selects whatever he or she is comfortable. Here, there are some advantages also in this type of prototype model. So first one is users are actively involved in the development. Uh, Second one is since in this methodology a working model of the system is provided, the users get a better understanding of the system to being a developer. So the third one is errors can be detected much earlier because of prototype. In prototype, we can get uh, we can identify the errors and remove from the system. So before concluding here, I want to conclude that the key is to define the rules of the game at the beginning. That is, the customer and developer must both agree that the prototype is built to serve as a mechanism for defining requirements. It is then discarded and the actual software is engineered with the eye toward quality. So, this is all about the prototype model. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any doubts or any comments, uh, you can comment in the comment section. Thank you.